Hello and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I am your host and the Senior Director. My name is issacharbey, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in to today's teaching. If you can, those of you, this is your first time, please let us know where you are listening from, with your city, your state, or the country that you reside in. Also, if you can, please hit the like button. What it does is it helps us to lift the algorithms, and it also allows us to be viewed more in the public, and this channel will be seen more. And so we appreciate you hitting the like button. You can also share it, and if you haven't done so already, also subscribe to our channel. So we want to thank all of you for tuning in. We are here every Sunday, same time, same place. And we are excited about our series, Money Manifestation Mindset. It seems like every week we just go to a new dimension, a higher level, a deeper depth. And so we are excited about your future. As I said earlier, this year is actually flying by. It was only yesterday we were in January. We were at January 1. Then we were already at the mid of the year, and now before you blink, we would be in 2025. And so it's imperative that we focus on what it is that we are positioning ourselves to receive, to do. What is our next level? What is our next dimension? What is our next chapter that we're going to be embarking on in this lifetime? And so it's imperative that we have some sort of plan, some sort of direction, some sort of understanding as to where we want to be. What do we want to accomplish? What are the results that you want? You know, when people come to me, I always ask them, like, what are the results that you want? What are the things that you want to see happen and take place? And so I believe that you know, it's imperative that we have that understanding, and also that we have a sense of knowing, you know, and a sense of knowing always brings us back to self-awareness. Who are we? What gifts and talents do I possess? What hand was I dealt in the game of life? And how can I play that hand to win? You know, I was doing a couple of consultations this past week, and I was letting a few people know about the hand that they were dealt. And, you know, one of the clients was very blown away because I was able to tell them the different gifts and talents that they possessed, how to play the hand that they were dealt. But more importantly, I find that people get so riled up in so this person was at a pivotal point in their life, and they wanted some information on basically, let's say, for instance, those of you are listening and you are frustrated in the position that you're in, you're frustrated in your life, you're frustrated in your relationships and your finances, and so you need to make a move. You need to do something big. So when you come to me, you would say to me, you know, I just need to start all over again. I want to know, where could I go to get a fresh start? And that's not really the solution to the problem, because when you move to that new place that you are seeking to go, you're still going to have those same situations, those same issues, because where you go, there you are. There you go, there you are. Nothing changes, right? So the real, I would say the real answer would be to define, let us focus on how to handle this situation that you're in, as opposed to where should you move. Now, where should you move? We can definitely take a look at that. But I think that it's more important, it's more relative that you look at the issue at hand and how can we deal with that? Because remember, as within, so without. The tangible frustrations that we embrace are a direct result of what goes on inside of us. So a lot of times the frustrations that we have, we think that by moving or by shifting and going to a different place, we can alleviate and basically dismiss those things when we don't realize that we're actually dragging those same issues with us. And so I don't know who needs to hear this or why I'm going this way, because this is not exactly what we're going to be talking about today, but somebody needs to hear this. So I wanted to just say that it's very important that you have a level of self-awareness, and that when you are dealing with issues, if you're dealing with being stuck, you're dealing with a lot of things that are happening, or let's say things are not happening the way they're supposed to be, and it just seems like everything is falling apart, it's time for you to just take a time, step back, and internally start to develop and go through what's really going on. You know, am I really on top of everything, or have I just been lax? I've just been not really myself. I haven't really been up on things like I should be, because you have to realize a lot of times when things happen, we tend to run and deal with things on the out and tangible realm, when really we need to first deal with them internally first. And so I think that's really imperative that we do that. Today, we're going to go a deeper level, a higher height, another dimension in our series. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in and being a part of this. I want to thank all of you that have been giving the donations. We are forever grateful. Those of you that have been supporting us, we couldn't have did it without you. It allows us to advertise. It allows us to do social media. It allows us to, those of you that are on the mailing list, we send out emails all the time. It allows us to keep growing and keep professing and getting our message out. So we are forever grateful for your donations, and believe it or not, they help us tremendously. So we just want to make sure we let you guys know that. I want you guys to get in a nice, quiet space, your sacred space that you have. Begin to close your eyes and begin to center yourself and begin to lock in with the divine mind, with source, and begin to tap in and begin to lock in. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. In the recognition of the creative power within me, I affirm and declare my divine calling to embrace entrepreneurship. I understand that entrepreneurship is a path of self-expression, innovation, and service to others. I am guided by the knowing that I have unique gifts and talents that contribute to the world through my entrepreneurial endeavors. I affirm that I am worthy of entrepreneurial success. I release any feelings of unworthiness or self-doubt and embrace my inherent value and worthiness to bring forth my ideas, products, and services into the world. I know that my unique perspective and contributions are valuable and needed. I declare I am a visionary, a leader. I have a clear vision of the impact I want to make through my entrepreneurial endeavors. I am guided by a deep sense of purpose and desire to create positive changes in the lives of others. I trust in my ability to inspire and lead others towards success. I am grateful for the entrepreneurial journey that I am embarking upon. I express gratitude for the ideas and inspiration that flow through me, for the resources and support that come my way, and for the impact I am able to make through my business. I know that gratitude is a powerful magnet for attracting more entrepreneurial success in my life. I affirm that I am a conscious and ethical entrepreneur. I conduct my business with integrity and authenticity, making choices that align with my values and the greater good. I am mindful of the impact my business has on others and also in relationships that I encounter. I strive to create a business that is sustainable and beneficial for all. I trust in the universe to guide and support me on every entrepreneurial journey. I release any worries or fears about the future and replace them with a deep trust in the divine wisdom and abundance that is always available to me. I know that as I align my thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the principles of entrepreneurship, my path unfolds with grace and ease. And so it is, and so it is. I wanted to tap into this because this is a very major component to us becoming, or to us embracing, a money manifestation mindset. I wanted to talk about the entrepreneur's oracle, divine revelations for mastering business realms. I'll say that again. The entrepreneur's oracle, divine revelations for mastering business realms. When you hear the word entrepreneur, we automatically think of someone who has their own business. And we think that, well, especially within the last few years during the pandemic, it seems like entrepreneurship has really skyrocketed. Everybody's starting their own business, due to the pandemic of people not able to have access and be able to go outside and do the things that they normally would do, of the world being, the United States being shut down, or the world being shut down. We were able to see that entrepreneur has skyrocketed. But remember, everything we do must start from within. And so I want you to understand that entrepreneurship, you starting a business, you must always understand that you are not starting a business. You are already a business. You yourself are the business. When you start a business, what you're doing is sending off the byproduct of who you already are, because there's no separation between your business and you. So listen to this. I am the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I am the business already. Issacharbey is already the business within himself. And what I've done is I've started a byproduct, which would be the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. And this particular entity is something that I have set aside as a byproduct of who I am. There's no separation between me and the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center, but I have to always remember that it's always connected to me first, because I am the business. Now, the reason why we're talking about this is because in the world we live in, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And in order to have a human experience, and in order to engage into talking about becoming millionaires and talking about being money magnets and getting into all of these things, one has to understand the concept, the philosophy, the mindset that we have to engage at some point in business, in the marketplace. At some point, we have to be involved in the marketplace. It's not going to happen without us doing that. So everybody listening here, in the beginning of the talk, I told everybody, whether you have a business or not, create a name. Write down the name of a business that you wanted to start. We also told you guys to define what kind of business, if you had the ability to start a business, what kind of business would you start? Because what happens now is we're getting into the understanding that, yes, when you talk about entrepreneurship first starts as a spiritual paradigm first. Before you can, I believe that entrepreneurship starts in the mind. It is a paradigm, as it is a shift of consciousness. It is a level of consciousness, and once you elevate to that level of consciousness, you can now begin to unfold and begin to go into the next levels of life. But entrepreneurship, yes, entrepreneurs are very successful. Some of them, as we have been seeing, it's now an accepted thing in our world now, whereas one point in time, entrepreneurships were looked upon with a frown. But understand that your money manifestation mindset will actually push you into entrepreneurship, because what happens is, by being into entrepreneurship, we now are placed in a place now where we can create variable streams of income. We now are in the marketplace now where we can now start to utilize these teachings that we have learned thus far. Guess what? As an entrepreneurship, I can set up my whole year. I know every 52 days, our business will go through a change. I know which 52-day cycles to do what. I can now go and look at the wealth codes, and all of these things that we're learning are equipping you as you emerge yourself into entrepreneurship. Now, when I look at entrepreneurship, there's so many different levels to it. Entrepreneurship, I like to connect it to, especially those of us that are entering into it. The first thing I would have to tell us is that I believe that we have to start at the foundational level. Everything I do must be built on foundation. My foundation is not tangible. My foundation is always intangible, because if I lose everything in the tangible world, because my foundation was intangible, I can always get it right back again. The law of apprenticeship. When I think about entrepreneurship, it brings me to the foundational level, which I would call the law of an apprenticeship, right? Embracing lifelong learning. Listen, everybody who's listening to me, you never know everything. You don't know it all. You will never know it all. You will learn. They say you learn something new every day. You must always keep yourself open to understanding and learning that, yes, this process that I'm on of becoming a money manifestation mindset, of obtaining that money manifestation mindset, is going to be me embracing this lifelong learning journey that I'm going to continually be learning all the time throughout my life, no matter what age I get. They always say that the young have the strength and the energy, and that the old have the wisdom. But still, yet both are still learning. Both don't know it all, but we are still learning. We have to learn how to commit to constant learning and improvement. I tell you guys all the time, since we've been incorporating these teachings, the amount of information, the amount of learning that I've been getting is unbelievable. I think that understanding this journey to mastery is a long-term process requiring dedication and humility. Entrepreneurship, to me, is the journey to mastery. And we're going to be working on this probably for a few weeks, but when we get through with this, you will definitely get an understanding of what I mean. I think that by continuously seeking knowledge from books, courses, mentors, your personal experiences, you begin to really tap into getting the foundation and continuing that life learning experience that we talk about. Then I believe we move to the next level, which is the law of creative active engagement, right? And this is where you tap into your creative ability. Innovation is at the heart of entrepreneurship. innovation, being innovative, being able to create, being able to utilize your mental alchemy of being able to transform your thoughts into things, right? Being able to work with new ideas, being able to take constructive criticisms, right? Be willing to pivot when necessary. Embrace your failures as crucial parts of learning. We don't fail, we don't lose, we learn. So yes, I may have got this wrong, or I may have got that wrong, but I didn't lose. I learned. There's no loss. It's only lessons. I think everybody needs a mentorship. Everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs somebody that they can go to, that they can talk to, somebody that can show them, somebody who can help them, somebody who can speak into their life and pick them up when they're down and give them the blueprint on how to achieve the things that they need to achieve. And I think that that's a crucial part in expanding your level of consciousness and expanding who you are. So when we say that, when we talk about that, I think that everybody here, when you talk about your mentor, who's your mentor? Everybody needs a mentor, right? I want to say to you, one of the things I want you to walk away with from today is, what is my business? What business? Because you are a business. Not what business have I created. You are the business. What business am I? I want you to really go deep within to find out what business you're in. Building relationships with mentors that provide insight, that challenge you, being open to feedback, that refine your strategies and approaches. A mentor can save you time, energy, and effort, because these are people who have already attempted to do what you're getting ready to do, and they have already went through the bumps and the bruises, and they've already fallen and gotten back up again. So they can tell you with a fast track how to do X, Y, and Z that you're moving into. Entrepreneurship is vitally important. You know, metaphysically, the word entrepreneur carries rich symbolic meaning that extends beyond the conventional definition as someone who starts or runs a business. Now, I've said this before, that one of the things that I look at when I look at an entrepreneur is, I look at the fact that an entrepreneur is, I would call, an architect of dreams. The entrepreneur as an architect is one who designs and constructs their vision for the future. What is your vision for the future? What is it that we're going to be moving into? What is it that we're looking forward into? I'm already looking into 2025. I know we're in July of 2024, but I'm already into 2025, 2026. And I'm already looking into, where I want to be and what things I want to have accomplished. And, so this is what we're looking at. Implication, right? An entrepreneur is one who emphasizes creativity, vision, and the ability to translate abstract ideas into concrete realities, much like an architect who draws up blueprints and oversees the construction of buildings. So as an entrepreneur, you are able to draw up the blueprint and oversee the construction of your business, and understand that everything you do, everything you encounter, everything that you create, it's a byproduct of you. You are the creator. You are the visionary. An entrepreneur is also looked at as a navigator of uncharted waters. The entrepreneur as a navigator exploring the unknown territories. The entrepreneur journeys, adventures, and risk-taking aspects. Explorers who venture into the unknown, charting new paths and discovering new opportunities. One who's not afraid has confidence. One that has insight. So that's why it's imperative that you have a mentor, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can reach out to. Usually you would want to reach out to somebody who's done what you are anticipating to do, somebody who's already, and what happens is this, I believe it or not, trust me and hear me with this. When you actually start operating and utilizing this on the internal realm, and then you go, because before you do anything, like I just told all of you guys to go write down the name of a business, write down what kind of business you would like to start. When you really start thinking about the business and you really start putting your mind to that thing, what happens is you don't really know how powerful your mind is. Things will start happening because you are working on the inside. Everything you do on the inside, understand that is the cause. And what happens on our physical reality is the effect. So a lot of times when you really start getting in tune with your entrepreneurship and who you are, and you get ready to say, I need a mentor, believe it or not, the mentor will show up because you've already put in the work and you've already done the things you needed to do. So now you already created that vibration, that magnetism, and you actually are pulling to you the things that you need. An entrepreneur is an alchemist of value. As an alchemist, transforming base metals into valuable products or services, right? Understand that this allows them to focus on transformative power of entrepreneurship, where seemingly ordinary resources are turned into valuable assets with effort, energy, and it being of great importance. When you look at it from that perspective of an alchemist of value, the entrepreneur, I think that the entrepreneur has so many different levels to it. There's so many mothers who are listening to me on this call right now and don't even realize that a mother is an entrepreneur. A father is an entrepreneur. Many of us have already tapped into so many different levels of it that we haven't even begun to understand the levels yet of what we are embracing. But it's imperative that we do that. Why? Because as an entrepreneur, you are putting yourself in the position to allow that money manifestation mindset to bring in the very things that you want to create. I believe that every entrepreneur at some point becomes a manifester of universal energy. The entrepreneur as a conduit for the universal creative energy. Entrepreneurs channel the infinite potential of the universe into the tangible outcome. Let me say that again. The entrepreneur will challenge the infinite potential of the universe into a tangible outcome, acting as intermediaries who bring higher energies into the material world through their ventures. Entrepreneurs are seekers of purpose and enlightenment. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you really have enough confidence to say, I'm going to go out here and do this and create this. But also you're a seeker of your purpose. I need to know what my purpose is in life. I'm not just in here just to be in here. I need to know what my purpose is. An entrepreneur as a seeker on a path to discover and fulfill a higher purpose. Entrepreneurship is seen as a spiritual journey where the individual seeks to align their personal and professional lives with a greater purpose, leading to both material success and spiritual fulfillment. And understand this, those who have been listening to us and we've been talking about money and we've been talking about everything from a spiritual side, there's nothing wrong with the physical obtaining of money and success and all of the great things that you can get with money. But what we are teaching and what we are emphasizing is that everything must happen from an inward, from the inside first, from the indwelling. Why? Because that which is intangible is eternal. That which is tangible is temporary. It doesn't last. And so I don't want my money manifestation mindset to be temporary. So I'm not going to be connected to the physical things that I may acquire. I'm not going to be connected to the things that can be taken away or that can rust and that can dissolve and that can break and that after long periods of time can no longer work. But I'm going to always embrace the cause, which is my consciousness that allowed me to get those things. An entrepreneur is an agent of transformation and change. The entrepreneur as an agent of transformation who catalyzes change and evolution. Entrepreneurs are seen as the key players in the ongoing transformation of society and the world, driving progress and innovation that lead to significant shifts in how we live and interact. I personally think that, during the pandemic, as I told you before, entrepreneurship was at an all-time high. And this is facts, what I'm getting ready to tell you. And I was dealing with a lot of people who came to me for a consultation, and these were entrepreneurs who were making a lot of money during the pandemic time. And they came to me. One of the clients came to me and actually came to me twice. So I said the pandemic started like in 2020. So I would say maybe like 2021, 2022. This person came back to me twice and said, "Do you know that everything you told me came exactly down to the day you said it was going to happen?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "But listen, I wanted to let you know as an entrepreneurship, because, and I'll tell you why that happened. But as an entrepreneur, one of the things I tell people all the time is your mindset. Everything is intangible. Don't get caught up." So now these entrepreneurs who came to me, we discussed their gifts, their talents. We discussed the hand that they were dealt. And they were already playing the hand that they were dealt. I was just kind of showing them a different or more effective ways to play the hand that they were dealt. And so that's why they were winning. But always keep in mind that if you take your eyes off of the intangible realm and you start focusing on the physical ramifications, you will lose it. You will fall. Just like Peter, Jesus said, "If that's you, could you bid me to walk on the water?" And Peter got up out of the boat and he walked on the water. But as soon as he took his eyes off of that and began to look back at the ship and everybody else, he fell, right? You have to keep your eyes on the intangible, because that's where the magic is. Not in the physical realm, but the intangible realm. As an entrepreneur, that is your secret sauce. That is your magic. Knowing that you have created this thing on the inside that nobody can see, touch, feel, that nobody even knows exists. You're the only one that knows that, and that is your secret power. Combining the metaphorical and mystical views, an entrepreneur can be seen as a visionary architect, right? Adventurous navigator, nurturing, transformative alchemist, one who channels the universal energy. And then we understand also that this role of the entrepreneur involves both the practical and the spiritual dimensions, where entrepreneurship is not only about business success, but also about personal growth. I believe one of the greatest assets asset of an entrepreneur is being able to pour yourself into somebody else. That is one of the greatest assets of an entrepreneur. Not about how much money you make, not about how big your house and your car is, not about how much of how much of your business has expanded and how many people are following you, and all of this stuff that we look at now on social media. But I think the most important thing is you being able to pour yourself in somebody else. To say, I want to be able to look down to those that are coming up and be able to give them the knowledge and the wisdom that I have. Remember, mentorship is everything. Mentorship is everything. And so it propels you to move into that. How many of us would understand or not even know about where our life is going? Where are we going to be at? What's happening with our lives? We have to put ourselves in a position to understand where we're going. And then also on top of that, be able to create so many facet opportunities for ourselves. Entrepreneurship is where you create your opportunities. Entrepreneurship is the vehicle, because entrepreneurship is not something that you do, it's something that you are. Entrepreneurship is not something that you do, it's something that you are. What business do you provide? When you get into entrepreneurship, every aspect of your life means something. Your name of the business, the kind of business that you're doing, the colors of your business, your logo. All of these things are so important, and it really brings us to the point, everybody on this that's listening to this YouTube teaching need to embrace the entrepreneurship, the entrepreneur in you. There is a great entrepreneur in you, an entrepreneur that wants to be awakened. And as you awaken that entrepreneur, you will begin to start coming up with creative ways to create so many different facets of yourself, to create opportunities that will possibly help other people. The entrepreneur in you will allow you to fulfill your destiny and your purpose at the highest level. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I always said that we were not created to work for other people. And he said, well, if everybody worked for themselves and were entrepreneurs, then we would have no customers and we would have no people following us and so forth. And I said, yes, I understand what you're saying. But you have to understand, everything happens in cycles. Everybody doesn't automatically be born and just become an entrepreneur. There's cycles. You grow up, you get a job, you learn what it is to work, you learn what it is to get paid, you know what it is to pay bills, you know what it is to have a bank account. You go through the cycle. And then as time goes on, you realize that, okay, I have an understanding of working. I know what it is to work as an employee. Maybe I got promoted to be a manager. Maybe I got promoted to be a supervisor. Now I'm ready. I want to go do my own thing. So it's all about cycle and process. You crawl, you learn how to crawl before you walk. It's all process. So everybody here, we all need to be embracing entrepreneurship. We're in the year 2024. We all need to be embracing entrepreneurship. There's a hobby of yours. There's something that you love to do. There's something that you have a gift and a talent to do. And you may have put it off to the side and said, you know what, I'll do that some other time. Or you may have a dream that you had as a little child or a little girl or a little boy, and life's transactions have come into your life and caused you to put those things to the side. I would tell you to go back and pick them up again. Go back and pick up those things that you left behind, those things that are still embedded in your very heart, your very soul, the very things that you've always wanted to do, the very things that you've always wanted to encounter. And I would tell you to go back and get those things, because in those things are your purpose. In those things are your destiny. You want to find your higher purpose in life? Tap into entrepreneurship. You want to find out who you are, self-awareness? Tap into entrepreneurship. You want to really know that you were built to play the game of life? Step into entrepreneurship. You want to get out of the audience and get on the stage? Step into entrepreneurship. Guess what? Some of you who are listening to me can say, I'm afraid. I've never stepped out to start something, my own company, my own identity, my own brand. I understand that. And because you have not done that, you don't realize how much the universe is supporting you. You don't realize that as much as you need to step into entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship needs to step into you. You don't realize that what happens here is that as you step into entrepreneurship, as you make that move, as you understand, everything we do is conscious. Consciousness is everything. You have to realize that entrepreneurship is a level of consciousness. Entrepreneurship is not just going to get an LLC and open up a bank account. That's not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a state of consciousness of how we think, how we operate. Entrepreneurship sets us in a place that will make us uncomfortable because we can't see the future. But remember, my friend, the best way to predict the future is to create it. You never have to be afraid of the future because you're the one creating it. What does January of 2025 look like for you as an entrepreneur? Many of you sitting here right now, I don't have the money, I don't have the support, people are going to laugh at me. You're so worried about what everybody else is thinking about. You're worried about what you don't have, what it doesn't look like. And what you don't realize, once again, is that you're looking at this from the outside in, not from the inside out. You don't give a damn what anybody thinks because you are the entrepreneur on the inside first. As you tap into the indwelling of yourself of who you are and begin to galvanize those thoughts and those concepts and begin to utilize those things that we've been teaching on, you're now stepping into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is what's going to allow you to really embrace your purpose and your destiny in life. And some of you have been saying, well, I don't have the money, I don't have this, I don't have that. But keep in mind, you are in a consciousness of like-minded people. And when you start talking about money manifestation mindset, look at the things we've been talking about. We've been talking about investing in stocks. We've been talking about brokerage accounts. We've been talking about different ways to create streams of income. And so now I'm telling everybody this is a pivotal time we are in now. And you must pivot into the entrepreneurial state. To really take a look at this thing and really embrace it. Entrepreneur, let me tell you what an entrepreneur, this concept came to me and it really blew my mind. When you step into entrepreneurship, let me tell you what you're doing. It's almost like you're getting under a magnifying glass. Entrepreneurship magnifies you. They always say that about money too. They said money magnifies who you really are. But entrepreneurship does too, because entrepreneurship will actually magnify every part of your being, from your intellectual, your spiritual, your psychological, everything, right? But entrepreneurship magnifies who you are. I've always said this to people: you never know how strong your tea bag is until it's placed in hot water. The same thing with entrepreneurship. Listen to me, beloved. You will never know how powerful you are, how successful you are. You will never know how confident you are. You'll never know how masterful you are, how phenomenal you are, how monumental you are, until you step in and embrace entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is extremely important in coming into mastery. It challenges your thinking. It challenges every aspect of your being. But it allows you to play the game of life and how to win. You want to play the game of life and you want to be a winner, step into entrepreneurship. Because see, when you step into entrepreneurship, you start understanding what you start getting the knowledge and the wisdom of what are good products, what is a good business, what is a good thing for me to sell, what can I move and how can I operate. We're living in a time now, yes, when AI and ChatGPT and all these things are coming in. People are very afraid that their jobs are going to be taken away. Listen and hear me good. He that has an ear, move into entrepreneurship. Everybody here wants to be successful. You want more money than you can count. You want the house, the car. You want to have the fabulous love, relationship, romance. All that stuff is wonderful. Step into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship will magnify you. When something is magnified, it makes it bigger, but it also allows you to see in great detail some of the things that may be wrong with you, some of the things that need to be fixed and adjusted. It can show you your strengths, your weaknesses. And so I just believe that it's imperative that we move into this season of entrepreneurship. As an architect, to be able to create the blueprints for your life, create the blueprints for your marriage, create the blueprints for your family and for your business. Family is business. You know, also in that conversation too, outside of America, you know, they have these arranged marriages And, you know, of course, people hated them because you ended up marrying a person that you really didn't want to marry. It was arranged. But they did that because of business. They did that because of longevity of legacy. They had a different mindset. They had a different level of consciousness as to how do they want to play the game of life. And it could be tough too, because a lot of times, you know, and this is something that we'll get into later on, but into trust class, when I begin to take trust classes, and a trust is an asset protection compartment that protects your assets. And you see a lot of the rich and famous use trust. But in the trust class, what we found out was that, you know, a lot of the rich and wealthy would have it in their trust that their children would not have access to their fortune unless they did certain things. They had to be married. They had to graduate from college. You know, all of these things, you know, and if they were able to obtain those qualifications, they would get access to the funds. And so we see how the different levels of consciousness were given. But it doesn't matter whether the rich and famous are doing it through the trust or they're doing it through arranged marriages or whatever they're doing it from. It doesn't matter how well or how well or not well your hand is dealt in life. It's how you play it. And if you want to play your hand to win, you must get into entrepreneurship. You must get into entrepreneurship in order to play your hand to win. And some of you are sitting here saying, I can't believe that I can be an entrepreneur. You don't even believe that there's so many ideas that you have in your head, $1 million ideas that have brought you millions. I don't know about anybody that's listening to this, but there's so many ideas that I had, and I see them on TV and all of that, and I'll be like, oh, man, they stole my idea. They didn't steal my idea. I just didn't do anything with it. I didn't capitalize on it. I didn't get up and do anything on that idea. And guess what? Somebody came up with the idea, and they did it. There's millions of dollars in your mind. You just need to know how to get it out. Everybody has an idea, $1 million idea within them. Everybody has a $1 million idea that can bring millions and millions of dollars in. Great ideas, great ideologies that we have. But we push them to the side, or we don't work with them, or we let them go years ago because life's challenges brought us here, and we had to do this, and we had children, we got married, we have to take care of our parents now. There's so many things. That's why a couple of weeks ago we talked about giving yourself permission to become a millionaire. Because all we do is give ourselves excuses. Give yourself permission to be an entrepreneur. Give yourself permission to become the entrepreneur. The one who will be a revenue creator. One that will constantly allow the money to circulate, that will create unlimited currency. We're moving into a season of great technology and great technical devices that are going to be created. And all of those things are wonderful. They're great tools. But at the end of the day, consciousness is our only reality. I don't care what they come up with, how many coins they create, how many Bitcoins they create, new coins are coming. They're going to create more and more coins. All of that stuff is wonderful. But at the end of the day, consciousness is your only reality. And we have to move into the realm. We have to move into this realm. We look at the stories of the Oprah Winfreys, of the Tyler Perrys, of all these people who have stepped into entrepreneurship, and look how they have been multiplied. Look at the magnifying glass on Tyler Perry, who was sleeping in his car, doing all of these things were created off of his plays with Medea. Now he has multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix, and he just released a movie on Amazon Prime, and all of these, and now he's a billionaire over and over again, owns his own studio that Hollywood pays him millions of dollars a day to use to shoot movies. But he stepped into entrepreneurship, and look what happened. Entrepreneurship is the way. You learn entrepreneurship. You walk entrepreneurship. You become entrepreneurship. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to today's teaching. I hope that you guys can walk away with this and begin to write down what ideas you have. What business do you want to start? What drives you to create this business? What drives you to be you? What drives you to wake up in the morning? What drives you to wake up and be glad that you're alive and be glad that you have another opportunity to create and obtain your money manifestation mindset? And look at it from that perspective. Meditate on your business. Meditate on how your business can be very effective, how you can make millions of dollars, how you can change the world. Not just about money, but how your business can change the world, how your business can change people's lives, how it can give them a great impact, how your business will keep people coming back for more and more, how your business will become a great entity in this world. All because you had the courage to stand up. All because you had the courage to not be afraid. All because you decided to use your gifts and your talents. And so we stand here now saluting you because you are indeed the entrepreneur. In consciousness and in reality, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. Entrepreneurship is everything. And I want you to go and meditate on you stepping into entrepreneurship. As you begin to focus on that word and meditate on that word, watch how things begin to come to you. Watch how things open up to you. Watch out, because listen, in entrepreneurship is your purpose. In entrepreneurship is your destiny. So there may be somebody that's listening to me now say, hey, I don't know what my purpose, I don't know what my destiny is. You can come to me for a consultation, but most of you that come to me for a consultation, when we get down to the nitty-gritty of what's happening, at some point you're going to have to jump and begin to fly. You're going to have to spread those wings and begin to fly as you launch out into entrepreneurship to embrace your passion and your destiny. I want to make sure that we understand that because it's vitally important. Learning the wealth code, learning the 752-day cycles, giving yourself the permission to become a millionaire, the 20 commandments of a millionaire, all of that stuff is wonderful that we learned, that we talked about. But now is the time to implement all those things now that you're stepping into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the way. Where will you be at? What does your life look like? I want you to focus on this. Where will your life look like in January of 2025? In January of 2025. What does it look like? So that's why we have to be proactive in what we're doing. And the reason why I'm doing these, having these talks, because a lot of us are not doing anything. We're just listening. When you come on a call every Sunday, you listen, and then you just go and you watch Netflix, and you go to work, you come home, you cook food for your kids, and you just go through life. You're just existing. You're not living. If you want to start living life, you tap into entrepreneurship. Many of us are just existing. We're not doing anything with our life. We're wasting our time. We're wasting our energy. We're wasting our efforts. We're not doing anything. We're just existing. But what we talk about on here is we talk about living. And if you're going to live, tap into entrepreneurship. It will change your life. And therefore, it will change your world. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Thank you so much to every entrepreneur that's listening. I stand with you. I congratulate you. And I want you to continue to move and grow into your purpose and your destiny. Do not be afraid. Create your tomorrow. You are the architect. Begin to create the blueprint for what your tomorrow looks like. I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your schedule every week to tune in and join with us. Thank you so much. Those of you that are, this is your first time, let us know where you're listening from. If this teaching has been somewhat transformative, mind-blowing, mind-renewing, I ask that you share it with your friends. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe. We always ask for those that would like to support this ministry, support this spiritual organization, our spiritual community, that you make a donation, if you would like, of $26. Some of you may say, Issachar, I don't have the $26. I have 10, I have 5. Whatever it is that you want to give, understand that we are forever grateful for all the gifts we receive, and all the gifts that we receive help us to expand and grow and helps us to increase. Also, some of you may say, I want to give more than $26. That's okay. Whatever it is that your heart desires, whatever it is that that you have connected on the divine, and divine has connected with you and you're with the source and has told you and has given you the implications of what you need to do or what you feel like doing, you can go ahead and follow that, because that's where the blessing lies, in you being obedient to that voice and following your intuition that tells you to do and to move and to go and to be in the right place at the right time. And so there are 4 ways that you can give your donation, those of you that are listening. You can do Cash App. Cash App is going to be $TOESC. Again, that's $TOESC. We also have PayPal and ZELLE, which are going to be from our email, and that's going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. Again, our email is going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. And then also we want to, and that's for PayPal and ZELLE. And then some of you are also using VENMO. VENMO is going to be my personal email, which is going to be issacharbey at gmail.com. And that's going to be ISSACHARBEY at gmail.com. That's issacharbey at gmail.com. And that's for Venmo. I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your schedule. I want you to embrace this entrepreneurship. Just meditate on it. Just think about that word. Allow that word to just go around in your thoughts. Some of you have businesses, but you're not an entrepreneur. Some of you have your own business and you're running everything, but you're not operating in entrepreneurship. When you operate in entrepreneurship, you are operating 100% in your purpose, your destiny of who you are. Entrepreneurship magnifies who you really are. And so I want you to embrace that. I want you to get into that because that's your secret sauce. That's the magic behind everything. And as you embrace that and get in contact and connect with that, you'll see things really uphold and transform. And I want to say this. Entrepreneurship is the portal by which we elevate our mastery in mental alchemy. It is the portal by which we are able to tap into mastery within the mental alchemist realm. We're taking our thoughts and turning them into things. We're taking our ideas, our concepts, our precepts, and we're turning them into things. There's no greater time than the present. So I want to thank all of you, those of you that are going to sow, that are going to donate. We are forever grateful. It helps us to advertise. It helps us to prolong and keep ourselves elevated. It helps us with so many different things. So I want to thank all of you. Also, I want you to share this broadcast if it has been meaningful, as it has been something that has really stretched you or really kind of made you think and challenge your thoughts. Because it is things like this that challenge us that actually help us grow and help us expand. You know, every week we're not going to be talking about how to make $1 million, but sometimes we need to focus on the things that are blocking us from getting there, the things that are hindering us from getting there. And so sometimes the things we talk about may not be the things we want to hear. They may not be exciting and eventful, but you will realize that they were well needed, that they were these things were things that we needed to expand and grow, that they didn't help us, they didn't paralyze us or keep us locked or shut down, but they pushed us and they elevated us. And so I want you to know this one thing. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it is a matter of choice. Until next time.